Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round three, the final round of our league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on May 1st, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Destined Rivals pre-releases start Saturday, May 17th at 1 p.m. League Challenge, May 29th at 6 p.m. and League Cup, May 31st at 12 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for Premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, the Tera's deck. On the right, Slowking, starting with Noctowl. And going first, our Slowking player is on the right, benching a Natu. Did I say Noctowl? Natu, either way. Put another Noctowl, Natu, on the bench, followed by a nice and shiny Slowpoke there. Good to get our basic of our main attacker down turn one if we can. How about two of them with that Buddy Buddy Poffin, allowing the player to search their deck for up to two basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. Slowpoke fits that. So they are partying on the bench now, getting a reversal energy attached to it. That's not live currently. It's just a colorless energy right now, basically. A special colorless energy that will activate later. We'll get into it if we do. And then they pass over to our player on the left with Hoot Hoot in the active spot. They put a Clefairy EX on the bench, attach a Psychic Energy to it. Oh no, and then pass. They didn't get their Rotom down. They didn't get any Tera Pokemon down. So not looking good so far as the player on the right continues to chug along. They put a Academy at Night Stadium into play, and then Professor's Research as their supporter, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards here. Can they find the Slowking and start attacking with it this turn? Not in a big rush to do so, since you're one prize deck and since the opponent had the start that they did, but the opponent can very quickly out of nowhere make a what's it called? Wellspring Mask Ogerpon appear and start taking 2 prizes at a time. So I guess you do want to continue to try to get ahead if you can, as they evolve a not Zatu on the bench, and then play that Buddy Buddy Poffin, searching for 2 more basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench. Tatsigiri is established, and probably another Slowpoke. There's also merit to leaving that 5th bench space open for options in the future. So our player's thinking about this, I guess. Do I want to grab another Pokemon or even this Tatsugiri? I like to see the players talking to each other and talking through the plays and trying to figure out what's the best thing to do so that way they can all learn and grow. As a Budu, Lone Budu is actually targeted off of this Buddy Buddy Poffin that hits the bench and gets a Jet Energy attached to it, moving it to the active spot, and then it can use its Itchy Pollen attack for free. So either way, good thing they got that Jet Energy to move it into the active spot right now to use Itchy Pollen to deal 10 damage. And Um, oh, but before the Itchy Pollen, of course, the Academy of Night at night was used to put a card on top of their deck. Probably some Iono protection, I guess, putting a supporter or something up there. I didn't see what they did, but either way, Academy at Night put a card on top of their deck on the right, and then Itchy Pollen for 10 damage. The opponent cannot play item cards from their hand on their next turn. Can we get a Tera Pokemon down? Can we get a Noctowl down? This deck is made to function under item lock in this new Budu meta we have, but sometimes you just don't draw the cards in the right order or anything useful in the Pokemon trading card game. That's why there's best of three, as this, in other formats at least, as this Hoot Hoot retreats to the bench, because that's pretty powerful there to get things going when it evolves into Noctown if there's a Tera Pokemon in play. So just retreat into the Clefairy that's worth 2 prize cards and has low HP. That's what kind of game we're in right now as they pass back over to our player on the right. Now, can we start attacking with Slowking? Professor's research that was probably put on the deck last turn is played, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. We need Slowking and an appropriate attacker here. And I guessed all the energy to power up too. So Xatu uses its Clairvoyant Sense ability that allows the player to accelerate a psychic energy to one of their bench Pokemon and then draw 2 cards. That's how we could power up the Slowking in one go. As another psychic energy is attached per turn to that Slowpoke, then an Ultra Ball here will discard 2 cards, 2 Buddy Poffin. We don't need those right now anymore. Search the deck for a Pokemon, basic or evolution. It'll probably be the Slowking if we don't have that piece yet. And that looks like our player agrees, evolving on the bench to Slowking. But now do we have a Pokemon with an attack powerful enough to KO this Clefairy, Lily's Clefairy EX, with Slowking's attack copying it? Our player is going to check it out here and see. Just depends on what's in hand. As the Slowking has the Seek Inspiration attack, we could talk about it now. Discard the top card of your deck for a Psychic and a colorless energy. Discard the top card of your deck, and if that card is a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, choose one of its attacks and use it as this attack. That's why we got the Academy at Night in there and the appropriate attackers in deck, but we've got to have them in hand to be able to put them on top of the deck to copy with Slowking's Seek Inspiration. And if not, you can just Budu again here. That's okay. There is the Regigigas, I guess, in hand. Its attack can deal like 100 damage to a non-Tera Pokemon or something, which Clefairy is. So that way you can at least keep the pressure going on the opponent's slow start here. So Academy at Night, put a card on top of the deck. Budu free retreats into Slowking. Seek Inspiration now being used, discarding the top card of the deck. Regigigas is there, and I think it's a swing for 100 here with its attack that does that. I'm not going to search it here. Let me know in the comments if the players are doing everything right. I think they are. I trust them, right? So the 100 damage on that Clefairy now, 10 damage counters there as play resumes on that side on the left, but there is a Noctowl, but no Tera Pokemon in play. So Night Stretcher back this energy, and I think we get the KO. Energy attached to the active Lily's Clefairy, and then it has the Full Moon Rondo attack for a Psychic and Colorless energy, 20 plus 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. With 5, that's 120 damage, and that Slowking does have 120 HP. So our Lily's Clefairy here taking the KO and the first prize card of the game as Budu slides into the active spot on the right and play resumes there. With a Nest Ball, search the deck for a basic Pokemon to put onto the bench, and it'll be that Pheasantipede EX and its Flip the Script ability. If the opponent took a KO on their last turn, then you can draw 3 cards. So we're seeing Flip the Script being used now to add more resources to the hand, more options for our player, and they are looking for the appropriate attacker as well as a Slowking. The Slowking would be energized by that reversal energy. So another Nest Ball is played to search the deck for a basic Pokemon. Another Slowpoke to establish on the bench. Good to keep the attackers streaming here, or at least the basic form of them. We have a Clairvoyant Sense to dig a little more if there's a Psychic Energy in hand. There is a Night Stretcher, so that's a Psychic Energy. That is played now to get back. Okay, actually the Slowking from the deck, or from the discard pile to add to the hand. It gets evolved on the bench there. That reversal energy Slowking is ready to go. It does have a second attack, Super Cybolt for 120 damage. We can combine this with a boss's orders or something, but no, just gonna continue to irritate the opponent with the Itchy Pollen and buy some time, hopefully, with the Budu 10 damage, and the opponent cannot play items on their next turn. With Clefairy in the active, there already is a KO on the Budu and another prize, but where do you go from there? Nothing else in hand to find any more Pokemon to put on the board or anything else, so just an attack. The Clefairy, Lily's Clefairy KOs the Slowking, or excuse me, the Budew for another prize card. Play resumes over on Slowking's side. That Reversal Energy Slowking in the active. Pheasantipity EX uses Flip the Script to draw 3 cards. Psychic Energy accelerated to the bench. Slowpoke with Zatu's Clairvoyant Sense, and then 2 cards are drawn with that ability. Slowking number 2 found and evolved on the bench. And this Slowking is slowly building their board back up to respond to the opponent here. And yes, that Reversal Energy is live. Normally it's a colorless energy, but if it's attached to a evolution non-rule box Pokemon and the opponent is a head-on prize cards, then the reversal energy supplies 3 energy of any type, of any color, energizing that Psychic colorless Super Cyber attack on that Slowking for 120 damage, enough to clean up the KO on that damaged Clefairy EX for 2 prize cards, as Hoot Hoot moves into the active spot on the left. Play resumes there with the Crispin. We can attack with the Hoot Hoot, with the Crispin, and or the Noctowl even, but it looks like our opponent reveals their hand, says, I've got nothing here. Sometimes that happens in the Pokemon trading card game. You got this one, but I'll get you in the next one. What do you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can all learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the professor's lab.